From the smallest to the biggest bird in the world, today we're cooking every type of bird. Starting off with one of the smallest birds in the world, we have a dove. For reference, it's like half the size of this tomato. It fits right in the palm of my hand. The cool thing about this tiny bird is it seems to have the exact same anatomy as a chicken, so I'm just removing the breast the exact same way. Why does the carved dove kind of look like a fish head? So while we're cooking all these crazy birds, Kyle, I have a challenge for you. I want you to make the world's biggest turducken out of everything we make today, starting with a dove. Can you do it?
What do I get if I win?
You get a free all expenses paid trip to Miami Beach.
Oh, hell yeah.
And go.
Right.
Go make a freaking turducken. These things are absolutely tiny and the flesh is significantly darker than chicken. Now we'll throw these in a quick, flavorful teriyaki marinade. And for this one, I'm actually gonna attempt to make a jalapeno popper. It's basically the only recipe I've seen for this bird and should be the perfect size. Our dove breast has been marinated. To say the color on it is beautiful at this point. We're gonna throw that in the popper and now we'll wrap that in bacon. Because everyone knows that bacon makes everything better. And for our control, we have a regular seasoned up dove. Let's get them on the grill. It's been 45 minutes and they should be done. I'm gonna be honest, this dove is kind of looking like a shriveled up raisin. I mean, that right there is a one biter. Carved and served up the control dove just like I would a regular chicken or turkey, but it's a fraction of the size, which is kind of funny to see. One of these little dove drumsticks is only 1.3 grams. For reference, that is 7,000 times smaller than the biggest drumstick we'll be cooking today. All right, guys, I really hope you're hungry. Today's gonna be a fun one.
This is where the fun begins.
Let's start with the popper.
Wow.
I love it.
And I think the addition of like a little bit of meat inside actually really helps it. But I can't tell what kind of meat it is.
I can't taste dove.
It just tastes like an amazing popper.
But the real test is, how does dove taste? We have some miniature little breasticles.
I want to take a little drumstick. I mean, this is literally the size of half my
Oh,
neck.
that's tiny.
This might be the world's smallest drumsticks. Sophia, can we doink them? It's kind of giving me like liver vibes. I think the leg is better than the breast.
The crispy skin to meat ratio on the leg is really nice.
If chicken is the baseline, this is just like way darker, tougher meat. Not as gamey as I would have thought for like a little tiny game bird.
But the big question, is this better or worse than chicken? Unfortunately, we can all agree dove is not better. Next up, quail. Quail are typically found in small flocks of 10 to 20 birds and are often hunted by humans with the aid of trained hunting dogs. Why does it look like a human so much? You can even jump, you can even dance. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. For the next step, we're actually gonna truss these little miniature birds up. But first, Kyle, for the turducken.
It's gonna go perfectly in my turducken.
So I've never trussed a bird of this size. And that right there is a perfectly trussed quail. And we'll hit it with a little oil, and I'll hit it with just a little bit of barbecue rub. I mean, this is an absolutely tiny bird. To cook it, I think I have the perfect tool for the job. I give you the Mini Smokemaster 5000. A fully functional but extra tiny offset smoker. We have some extremely hot Binchotan charcoal, and you already know we're smoking with that applewood. We'll just get our smoker nice and hot, and we'll throw in our quail. There's a perfect fit, and we'll let her smoke. Okay, it's been just about 1 hour. Our bird has hit 165, and it should be done. And that right there is a perfectly slow smoked quail. Now, even though it is tiny in size, I'm gonna do my best to break it down like I would a regular chicken. Start by removing one of the legs, following the seam, give it a crack. I'll remove the drum for a perfect thigh and drumstick. Now I'll split the breast down the middle. I feel like I'm one of those miniature cooking channels that cooks all the tiny food. And we'll take some perfect slices. It is extremely trippy doing this because I'm so used to slicing chickens that are way bigger. But either way, our quail is done. Time for quail. Very different color than the dove. Let's see how it tastes.
Tad gamey, but it's more so the texture. It has a much bigger bite, a little bit more like fibrous than chicken.
The smoke flavor is like phenomenal on it. The dark meat is just a bit more flavorful. To me, there's almost more flavor than chicken.
But I'm getting like this weird twang, ammonia, almost like with the cats, the exotic meat video.
You ate a cat? She ate Tibby, that's why he's not here. Ammonia, but like
But beefy.
Tibby has not been around for a few videos. He's back at my apartment. Let me know down in the comments if you want me to bring him to the studio. But the big question, better or worse than chicken? Quail is not better than chicken. Let's move on. Next up, we got partridge. I'll be honest, the only thing I know about partridges is from the Christmas song, but apparently this is what they look like. But at over 30 bucks a pound, this thing better be good. Don't tell Gordon, but we're actually doing a Jamie Oliver recipe, which starts with removing the breast. And it's not big, so I'm gonna be very careful to hug the bone. The key is having a super sharp knife. The flesh almost looks like some sort of sashimi. Looks nothing like chicken, it's way darker. And we have successfully removed both tiny breasts. Kyle, use the rest of this for your turducken thingamabob.
There's no meat on it.
There's dark meat. So this does kind of feel like a sin, but Jamie Oliver says to remove the skin. Just like the anatomy of a chicken, we have the actual breast and also the little tenderloin right here. Apparently we make a little incision to form a pocket on the inside of the breast. We got our herb garlic butter. We'll place that inside of the pocket. We'll go seasoned flour, egg, breadcrumb, and we'll fry. And that is the golden brown color we're looking for. A little bit of basting to make sure it's cooked through, and it should be good to go. And let's slice her up. Looks super juicy, that nice herb butter running throughout. I mean, it is just packed with moisture. Partridge, Jinx.
Jinx, buy me a Coke.
She owes me like 17 sodas at this point.
Dude, you guys keep taking too long to take your bites. Is that partridge or is that pork?
Tastes just like pork.
And I love it.
The whole dish is amazing, but I can't actually taste the meat.
It's tough to actually taste the partridge. It's like a baseline protein.
I really like it. It has rich flavor. The texture is great.
Is it better or worse than chicken?
Oh.
Realistically, it's time for one of these birds to beat chicken, so I'm going with up. Partridge is officially better than chicken. Woo! And next up, we got squab, AKA pigeon. Pigeons are famous for their ability as messengers, and apparently over 100,000 of them were used in World War I with a 95% message delivery success rate. And we're turning this into an iconic fried Chinese dish that I've actually had before. To a pot, we'll add ginger, some green onion, garlic, and some sugar. We'll also add some Shaoxing cooking wine. It's a very distinctive flavor. Some salt, and finally some soy sauce. We'll top with water and bring it to a boil. And in with the squab, just dipping a couple times to get the air pockets out from under the skin, and we'll let it simmer for about 30 minutes. In the meantime, we'll make our glaze with some malto syrup. It is extremely thick. 1/4 cup of vinegar, just a splash of Shaoxing cooking wine, and some water, and mix. And with that, our 30 minutes are done, and the squab is coming out. And it's going straight in an ice bath to chill. With our squab cooled down, throw it on a rack. Now we're gonna paint on that sweet but still vinegary kind of glaze situation. This is gonna help us achieve a really nice color as well as some great flavor. Now we let it air dry for 2 hours. It's been 2 hours and this squab is looking tight. It is extremely tight skin, should be perfect for deep frying, which is exactly what we're gonna do. And we'll gently lay her in, ladling the hot oil over the top.
Skin!
Whoa, that's crazy. Look at that. The color is looking absolutely perfect. I thought it might burn due to the sugar we added, but I mean, this thing is looking unreal. Serving it whole as a single portion with some 5-spice salt on the side and a couple slices of lemon. It has this insanely crispy skin, and at least from the looks of it, it is super, super juicy. Squab. A lot of flavor going on.
I'm about to go kill one of those pigeons outside and eat it. This thing's so good.
Like a New York City pigeon.
Yeah. Extremely rich.
You get the 5-spice, the deep fried crunch, but for me, it's quite gamey.
Getting some pasty vibes at the end of my bite. The meat just literally disintegrates into paste.
I almost wish there was more of like a Peking duck, glossy, hoisin flavor to it to outweigh some of the gaminess. Is it better or worse than chicken?
I knew that was gonna happen. I think if you just cook this like a chicken, like roasted or something, it would not be very good.
And next up, we are actually cooking a bat. No, I'm just kidding. This is not a bat. This is a black silky chicken, but it does kind of look like one. With origins from Asia, the silky chicken has soft fur-like feathers, black skin, black meat, and black bones, making it highly unique. We're turning this into an herbal Chinese soup, easily the most popular way to prepare this type of bird. In step one, we'll put our black silky chicken in some cold water that we'll bring to a boil. With the water boiling, we'll now remove the chicken. We dried off the chicken. Now I'm gonna hit it with a little Shaoxing cooking wine, and we'll hit it with some salt to let those flavors combine. To a bowl, we'll add a variety of very interesting dried ingredients. We have some dried shiitake mushrooms. We have some dried goji berries. Another interesting Chinese ingredient, we have dried lilies. And finally, some jujube dates. And we'll rehydrate these in hot water for about 15 minutes. Black chicken goes into the pot. We'll add back all of those flavorful rehydrated ingredients. We'll add the green onions, the ginger, and just a bit of white pepper. Then we'll cover in water. It's been simmering for a bit. Ooh. You can see how compared to a normal chicken, there's way less meat on the thigh area here as well as the drumsticks. But even though there's not much, the flavor on this chicken is just so good. We got a little wishbone, Sophia. Okay, Sophia, if I win, we're giving away 10 bags of jerky to one lucky person in the comments. Oh. All right, well, there you go. Drop a comment down below and you might get lucky. And the rest of the carcass will go back into the soup to boil for another couple hours. This is really quite the soup. It's been another 2 hours. I mean, it smells incredible. Time to strain. We'll add more of that assortment of rehydrated ingredients, some fresh green onion, and then of course some of that broth along with the shredded chicken. And finally, our black chicken soup is done.
This chicken, it looks a little sus.
Wow.
We needed this.
I love this.
That is delicious. It has an incredible chicken flavor.
Aromatic.
It's a little sweet.
It's not overly salty. It's not overly rich. This chicken is perfect for this soup. I don't think you can use it in other settings.
We've actually done it before. Remember when I cooked with Thomas? I'll let myself from the past tell you. The flavor of the meat is incredible.
Does this ruin chicken?
I'll tell you, it was tough to put in a turducken, that's for sure.
Like, I really enjoy this, but am I gonna rank it ahead of a regular chicken that can be fried, braised, seared? Wow, we're finally all in agreement. There's no question this is an absolutely phenomenal dish. It just lacks the versatility that a regular chicken has. Next up, it's pheasant. Nice, Kyle. These birds are widely considered the most popular game bird for hunting, and I've always been extremely curious about their taste. It has some interesting yellow fat, and the meat is definitely a lot darker than a regular chicken. And for the cook process on this one, we're gonna do something extremely unique. We're actually cooking it in clay. Clay cooked chicken is an ancient Chinese technique known as beggar's chicken. We start by stuffing the bird, and I'm adding a chili crisp hoisin marinade for more color and flavor. And we'll just set this aside to marinate. So normally we'd wrap it up in lotus leaves, but today we're gonna try out banana leaves. Pheasant down, and we'll wrap up our present. The leaves are gonna help retain moisture, but also provide really unique flavor. And to ensure a good seal, I'll now wrap once more in parchment paper, though it's traditionally done with newspaper. And time for clay. We'll get it rolled out, then very carefully cover our pheasant present in the clay, sealing it off. With it all wrapped up, time to bake. And it's finally hammer time. Unearthing our present. Ooh, it's hot. Ooh, it's hot, hot, hot. And opening it up, that banana leaf is very strong. Oh yeah, it's hot. Okay, come here to listen for that crispy skin.
Psych!
Clearly with this method, crispy skin is not what you're gonna achieve, but of course, what matters most is how it tastes.
It looks like in the movies when like an alien has a baby pop out in a sack. It tastes better than it looks.
It's kind of dry.
A little stringy, almost like it's a marathon runner. It's like sinewy.
Very similar to the silky chicken, but that worked really well in a soup.
And I love this dish. We've cooked it before, but right now it's just very earthy.
But is it better than a chicken? Let's move on. No, we're moving on this way. We're going. Chris, we're going this way.
Guys, we're going straight.
We're getting fancy with this one. This is a poulet rouge chicken. known as red chicken or naked neck chicken. It's a heritage breed from France, apparently extremely prized for its skin and flavor. It almost has like this pinkish hue to it, and I can definitely tell that the breast meat is a lot smaller than your typical roasting chicken you buy in the stores. It's antibiotic free, pasture raised, all vegetable diet, so I guess this guy is vegan, and it's air chilled. Possibly all of that is what's contributing to the slightly smaller size. We'll start by hitting it with a little salt and pepper based rub, just getting it on all sides. Then I'll finish with a light dusting of a barbecue rub. This one has a touch of sugar and is gonna help with the color. Just using a very small amount, still wanna really taste the flavor of the chicken. Now we're gonna do something very controversial. We are turning this guy into a beer can chicken. It's a technique that many, myself included, think is a bit of a scam, but either way, we're giving it another shot. We'll start by taking a few sips of this. Now we'll throw our chicken onto the can, so it's standing up like so. I will say that is some pretty nice presentation on it. And we'll get it on the smoker. Whew, it's hot, but our beer can chicken is done. Say what you want about beer can chicken, but I think it's safe to say this one looks incredible. This might be a little too niche, but did anybody see that clip of Theo Von trying to slice the beer can chicken, going directly into the back? It's literally all bone. To properly break it down, we'll remove the chicken, take a little swig. That'd be gross. And just break it down like you would a normal rotisserie chicken. I can already tell there's just so much moisture coming off this thing. These breasts are definitely a lot smaller than your average chicken. But either way, we'll just take some slices, and time to find out if fancy's worth it when it comes to chicken. Poulet rouge. The skin is out of control on this one. Whoa.
It almost snaps like a sausage casing because it just bursts with flavor once you bite into it.
And that's really satisfying. It's amazing. The meat is great.
It almost tastes like the Iberico of pork. Like a very high quality version of something we've had a million times. I mean, it was cooked in a beer can, which I will say did absolutely nothing to the flavor. There is zero beer flavor in there. Better or worse than a regular chicken? I mean, this one's easy, right? For sure better than a regular chicken. Next up, Guinea fowl. Also known as guinea hens, they're African birds with distinctive speckled white spots and are often raised for the purpose of pest control. And just visually, this one is crazy. Like, part of it seems like a chicken with those yellows, but it also has these crazy purple hues, and then the fat is like the most intense yellow you'll ever find. And we'll start by breaking down our guinea fowl. Whoa, that meat is so much darker. Not quite as dark as duck, but definitely a lot more than chicken. Next, we'll remove the wings and separate the thighs from the drums. We'll need this fully broken down for the iconic French dish that we're turning this into. I mean, just look at the color of that fat. It's like almost fluorescent yellow.
It's like custard.
We'll try to split the breast. We're left with our breasts, wings, thighs, and drums. But before we go any further, Kyle, take one of these breasts for your turducken situation. Next up, we'll dredge our beautiful pieces of guinea fowl in some seasoned flour, and we'll brown it up in some olive oil. Nice and golden brown, that is the color we're looking for. Not fully cooked yet, but we'll remove for now. Bacon in, and in with the mushrooms. Now the onions. Oh shoot, getting a little crazy in the kitchen. Smells incredible already. In with the garlic. Now deglaze with the wine. Back in with the guinea fowl, and we'll finish with the chicken stock. We'll throw in the thyme, bay leaves, and we'll let it braise. Smells absolutely incredible. And we'll just finish with some creme fraiche. And let's take a first slice out of the guinea fowl and see what we got. I mean, it looks really nice and juicy. You can see how it has that skin and kind of a bit more fat than you'd expect with chicken. But either way, let's plate it up. And there we have a Cucco Riesling, a classic French stew, only this time with guinea fowl. That was delicious.
That recipe is a 10 out of 10. It's so flavorful.
It's like rich and delicious.
I absolutely love it, but I just had a piece of the skin by itself. Like the skin and the fat, it's a little more gamey than chicken.
Chicken and duck, the skin is like the best part. Unfortunately, on guinea fowl, it's the worst part.
It just has that weird
Twang.
Yeah, it does have a twang.
I think the recipe covers up for those things in a really great way.
I think this recipe would be better with chicken, which I think very clearly means it is sadly not better than chicken. Next up, we got duck. Now you've seen me cook this before, but today's process is gonna be a little different. There is just an absurd amount of fat on ducks, so I'm hoping with this process we'll be able to render some of it out, but I've never done it with a duck before, so we'll see if this works. Start by finding the backbone. We're gonna slice through on either side to remove it. This is a technique we typically do with turkeys, sometimes chickens, and it's called spatchcocking. Now we'll flip it over, and you can see how all the fat and skin is now facing up, which is perfect. Now we'll apply some pressure here, and just like a chiropractor, give it a nice crack. Now to hopefully help with the fat rendering out of this, I'm just piercing some very small holes all over the top, which should help promote all that fat coming out. And finally, I'll hit it with a bunch of salt to not only season it, but also really dry out that skin as we let it dry brine for a few hours. And it's been just about 4 hours. Our duck is perfectly dry brined. As you can see, the skin is now extremely dry, which is exactly what we want. Now to cook this thing, you guys may have heard of brick chicken. It's a pretty cool technique, but today we have something a little bit different. Hold on to your seats, guys, because this duck is getting bricked up.
This guy stinks!
This cast iron griddle should work perfectly for the job. And I'll place it down while the griddle's still cold, which should help with rendering. Bricks on, heat on, and we'll see what happens. All right, it's been probably 30 minutes. Let's check on our duck. A ton of fat has rendered out. It's time for a flip. Oh yeah, beautiful golden brown. That is nice. And we'll just let this finish cooking in the oven. And just like that, our duck is done. I haven't tried it yet, but I have a feeling this might be the new best way to cook duck. Because it's spatchcocked, the breasts reach 135 Fahrenheit, while the legs are at like 175, which means both should be cooked perfectly. And I mean, just check out that skin. It's almost like crispy pork belly. Slice it right down the middle. We'll get that leg separated. We got a nice medium internal on the breast, but the key for me is how much of that fat cap rendered out. There's almost zero white, covered by that perfectly crisp skin above. Duck. I think we might have just discovered the new best way to cook a duck. The consistency of the crispy skin on this thing, and it cooked perfectly. Like the thighs are well done, the breast is still medium.
Honestly, all it needs is a little orange glaze or a little hoisin glaze next to it. I mean, this is perfection.
Like the entire skin, there's not one spot on there that isn't crispy.
It was all about the consistent pressure with the bricks.
You just can't beat duck skin. The flavor is definitely better than a chicken.
No. Another extremely fancy one. This is a $100 bluefoot chicken. Quite possibly the most premium chicken in the world. Only certain farmers in the Bresse region of France can raise this chicken, and they must follow very specific guidelines. And time to break down our chicken. Yes, we are making chicken and waffles. This might be the most premium and most expensive chicken and waffles the world has ever seen. We'll split the breasts. Before we brine this, Kyle, take this for your turducken abomination. And this step right here is the key to making the perfect fried chicken. We'll start by adding a bunch of buttermilk to help it stay super juicy and tender. We'll throw in a couple eggs. A little homemade spice blend, but you can just use a barbecue rub. Give it a little mix. And we'll add our beautiful pieces of bluefoot chicken. And we'll let them soak for a few hours. We've let our chicken brine. We'll now put a couple tablespoons of our brine liquid into our seasoned flour and cornstarch, just to help with added texture. Let the excess drip off and into the flour. Packing it in is all about that golden brown texture. We'll shake it off and very carefully into the hot oil. Okay, while that's frying in the meantime, we're gonna get our waffles going. I feel like I exclusively make these when I'm at like a hotel, at a little continental breakfast. So let's see how this goes. We'll shut it. Do I spin it? I think I might just spin it. Here we go. Let's see what we're working with. Oh yeah, that is what we're looking for. Whew. Hot. Gotta load it up with maple syrup, topping with our fried bluefoot chicken, and just a touch more of the seasoning blend. And that right there is quite the meal. Chicken and waffles.
Whoa.
Wow. Juicy as all hell.
That is money.
I was not expecting to like this as much as I do. Extremely juicy. The flavor of the chicken is just top notch. Like that for sure is an exquisite chicken.
That is the best fried chicken I've ever had in my life.
I usually don't like fried chicken, but this is So good.
You actually like it?
I actually like it. And the waffles taste like funfetti birthday cake.
To get Sophia to say she likes fried chicken clearly means we're onto something.
It is oozing juiciness. Everything about it is incredible.
You don't even need to see mine. It's
Better than a normal chicken.
We've done duck, goose. Now it's time for goose. Duck. We've done duck. Now it's time for goose. And just check out the wingspan on this guy. I mean, we've come a long way from our first bird. So I actually cooked a goose a long time ago. Poke holes to render the fat and lather her up. No, okay, we don't need to show that particular part of it. Didn't come out that great. In fact, I've never really had tasty goose before, but hopefully with this recipe, that'll change. And with that, it's time to dry brine overnight. I will see you in about 24 hours. I'm gonna go sleep, shower. What else am I gonna do? And just like that, it's been 24 hours. I am very well rested, and our goose is dry brined. You can see how most of that salt has penetrated and the skin is super dry. Now the next step is to actually make some incisions on the breast, not cutting into the meat. I'm actually attempting a notorious foodie recipe. This is for his duck. We're doing it on goose. And now we're gonna stuff the cavity with some onion, some orange, and a bunch of herbs. And now we'll assemble a quick glaze. Got some honey, some sherry, some Worcestershire, soy sauce, crushed garlic, some fresh rosemary and thyme, the peel of an orange, and some freshly squeezed orange juice. And we'll let that reduce. And once that cools, it'll be nice and glossy. Now we'll just paint on that super flavorful glaze. And we'll roast. Okay, it's been 20 minutes. We're gonna reapply the sauce. And finally, our goose is done. Geese are notoriously bony. Let's just see how much meat I can actually get off this thing.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. I love the flavor on it. I usually don't love goose, but I'm actually enjoying this.
It reminds me of duck, kind of has a little sweet flavor to it. I love the sauce over the skin. I really like this.
For me, the cooking process and the sauce definitely elevated it. I just don't think it's better than duck, which for me is the barometer here.
I wanna say I don't like it as much as duck. Then I think if I was blind taste testing it, could I really tell a difference? I just feel like it's not as good as a duck, and I would say there's no way this is better than a chicken.
Wow.
I really like it.
The goose is loose.
I get so tired of chicken. I would way prefer this.
This one's crazy. At 300 bucks, we have the Wagyu of turkey. Well, I even found the straw to suck out the gravy. What is going on over here, Kyle?
Debone this turkey.
You're gonna hurt someone with that thing.
So,
Jesus.
I present to you a T-boned turkey.
Dude, get that out of here. Bourbon red turkeys are prized for their meat quality and flavor. They're a heritage breed with a slower growth rate, requiring longer raising times and more space, leading to higher costs for farmers. And you can just tell the fat is completely different than a regular like butterball turkey. It's quite similar to the fat on the poulet rouge chicken, and it's kind of like Wagyu fat even. And because this is such a fancy turkey, I'm gonna keep the cooking process very simple. I'll start by hitting it with some oil, a good amount of kosher salt on all sides, and black pepper, and into the oven to roast. And just like that, our turkey is done. There was a question of whether or not this thing would be juicy. I think we have our answer. I mean, this is like a balloon. Oh, we got a leak. Sometimes giant turkeys don't brown up very consistently in the oven, especially when they aren't spatchcocked, but this one looks perfect. And I'll just break it down like I would a normal turkey. I mean, I can already tell this thing is so juicy. I mean, she's dripping. The key is slicing turkey breasts like this so that each piece has crispy skin over the top. And with just a little bit of gravy, it's time to have Thanksgiving in April.
Wait. Bon appetito, bitch.
Bon appetito, bitch.
Whoa, that's the best turkey I've ever had. I like normal turkey more than chicken. And I like this turkey more than normal turkey. It's like the poulet rouge of turkey.
The flavor and texture and juiciness of the meat, but also the flavor of the skin. Is it 5 times better than a regular turkey though? Because this is 5 times the price.
I love the skin. I think the skin is like 20 times better than any turkey skin, any chicken skin I've ever had. But the meat, meh.
I mean, if you're gonna cook 1 turkey a year, this is the turkey you should probably cook.
I don't like turkey.
Wow. I don't know about you, but I think it's time for emu. Native to Australia, emu are the 2nd largest bird in the world, reaching over 2 meters tall and can run at speeds up to 30 miles per hour. I gotta be honest, this looks way more like a steak than any bird. The deep red muscle fibers are exactly like a beef flank steak. I'll get my second emu steak here. Kyle, this is for you.
Oh my God, dude, I really don't think this is gonna fit in here.
Oh, it's coming together, Kyle. It looks great.
These strings are holding up a lot of pressure.
W sauce binder, and I'm treating this one just like a normal steak. Pan searing for a nice crust, and butter basting to perfection. Apparently you can eat emu at medium rare, so that's the internal temp I'm shooting for. This is just mind-blowing. I mean, it looks exactly like beef, not even just visually, but also how it slices. But the real question is, how does it taste? Guys, it is emu, not emu. People made it very clear to me in the comments. Wow. Are we eating steak right now?
That is not what I was expecting.
It looks like a steak.
It tastes like a steak.
It is a steak.
It's not a steak.
I can't believe that's not steak.
I can't believe that's a bird.
The flavor is really nice. It's almost sweet.
It does have a slight gamey element to it at the very end for me, like almost like an elk or moose.
It's so lean, but it's also tender. It's not too tough.
I will say this was a pretty high quality cut, but it tastes like beef flank steak. It's blowing my mind.
It's
definitely,
better than
oh my God, definitely better than chicken.
Yeah.
I was prepared to hate this.
You guys want to try my turducken?
And we have made it to the biggest bird of the day. Coming in at 275 pounds, the ostrich is the biggest bird in the world, and this is the leg. And you guessed it right, the goal here is to make the world's biggest buffalo wing. Just an insane amount of silver skin over these giant muscle groups with huge tendons. Not to mention, it doubles as a guitar. And you can see in here, the joint is massive. It's like the size of my fist, but there's so much collagen, connective tissue, and like bone. Now, ostrich can be a little gamey, so we're gonna inject. This is a combination of franks and butter for a traditional buffalo wing flavor, but more importantly, it'll season the inside deeply and hopefully keep the meat nice and moist. Just completely blowing up the leg like a balloon. It's a huge cut of meat, so seasoning well with salt, and a bunch of black pepper. And to go with our ostrich leg, we of course have an ostrich egg. Apparently an ostrich egg is the size of 24 normal chicken eggs, which is kind of crazy, and it requires a hammer to crack into it. Well, needless to say, that ostrich egg was completely rotten, so we're going traditional. We'll start by getting the leg into seasoned flour, then into the ostrich egg wash, finally back into the flour, packing it in. If this isn't the biggest chicken wing, I really don't know what is, but either way, it's time to deep fry. All right, guys, this is where you're gonna wanna be extremely careful as we lower it into the oil. Kids, don't try this at home. Oh yeah. Okay, careful. Just very, very carefully spooning more of that hot oil over the bone, just to make sure it gets some nice crispy color. Until finally, it's done. I gotta be honest, I was not expecting this thing to hold together and actually visually look like a giant chicken leg, but we seem to have done it. No idea how it's gonna taste, but it's crispy and topped with some buffalo sauce, it looks like the real deal. We have a nice medium doneness on the inside with that buffalo sauce running throughout. I'm actually really excited to try this thing. This thing is looking wild. Let's finish this, Kyle.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Didn't someone order this turducken made out of every single animal today?
It honestly doesn't look bad, Kyle.
I mean,
This is my dove, quail, squatrich, chick, cuck, goose, keetrich.
Simple. All right, get this thing on the cutting board.
Ow, that's hot. Oh.
So you're telling me every single animal we cooked today is inside of this stuffed quisquas?
Yeah, and maybe a couple extra things that I threw in there.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Why is it like medium rare in there? This is a turkey. I also only see like one bird. Where's all the birds? Do we have to eat this? This is a crime against birds.
We got some dove. That's the black chicken. What lucky person's gonna get that right? Because there's not much to go around.
Let's start over here with the ostrich leg, AKA the world's biggest buffalo chicken wing. Way worse than the emu. The buffalo injection, the buffalo sauce, the blue cheese definitely helps it because it kind of covers up the gamey flavor.
it's super tough.
It's a little bit of a worse cut, but I've actually had ostrich before, and I also didn't like it nearly as much as I liked the emu before.
Presentation though, 10 out of 10. That is epic.
Safe to say ostrich leg is not better than chicken. Let's give this a shot.
It was so much harder to actually physically wrap that thing up than I was expecting.
And how did you debone the dove? Those bones are so little.
Did you season this?
I wanted you to really experience the flavors as is. I completely forgot to season it because I was so ingrained in trying to debone all that.
Kyle, that's horrible.
It's interesting.
Better or worse than a chicken?
Hope you guys enjoyed the video.
See you guys next time. That tasted like